स्क्रीन कौन शेयर कर रहा है?
Okay, recording is on. You can start now. Do you have laptop? Anyone? You don't have anyone? तो वो लैपटॉप से शेयर करो ना, फोन से मत करो शेयर. Start now.
इस तरह
बोलो.
ठीक है. Good morning, everyone. Today we are here to present our topic, that is design of traffic signal. Next. So these are the topics, points which we are going to cover in this presentation. First is abstract, then we will provide you an introduction to the topic, then types of traffic signal, the terminologies which are related to traffic signal, then objectives of signal design, advantages and disadvantages, procedure of signal design, methods of signal design, site selection, methodology, observation, result, future scope, and at the end, conclusion. Next. So first is our abstract. So why we need traffic signals? So basically traffic signal ensures a safe and orderly flow of the traffic. Along with it provides a safety to the pedestrians on the busy roads, because if there were no traffic signals, so it would have been very difficult to manage the flow of the traffic easily and conveniently. And if there were no traffic signals, then more road accidents would have taken place. That is why it is important to ensure that traffic signal is installed and provide safety to everyone. Uh, then if a traffic signal is designed and implemented efficiently, so we can also avoid the long queues and the traffic jams which occur, and also save time. And there is a need to put traffic signal at every intersection in order to avoid the road accidents and also to avoid the traffic jams. Next. Next. Now we will come to introduction of our topic. So as the traffic volume is increasing, so it has given rise to many problems, such as it delays the journey because of the traffic jams. Then road accidents also take place. So all these problems, they can be easily solved only by providing efficient traffic control, and that can be provided by putting our traffic signals. So what is a traffic signal? So traffic signal is automatically operated colored lights, such as typically amber, red, and green. They tell the driver when to stop or to slow down the car, or when to go. So basically it manages the traffic flow very efficiently. So next. Now we will talk about types of traffic signal. So there are 4 types of traffic signal, that is manually operated, fixed time, pedestrian, and automatic. So in manually operated signal, traffic police watches the traffic demand from a suitable point during the peak hour at intersection, and then they varies the time of the phase of cycle accordingly depending on the traffic demand. Then next is our fixed time signals. Then fixed time signals, they are set to repeat regularly in a cycle of red time, amber time, and green time, depending upon the traffic intensity, the time of these phase of cycle, they are predetermined. Then is pedestrian signal. So in pedestrian signal, the vehicular traffic is stopped by red light or stop signal, in order to make sure that the pedestrians can also cross the road in the given walk period. The next is our automatic traffic actuated signals. They are again divided into two types, that is semi-actuated and fully actuated. So semi-actuated signals, the green time, it can be extended in order to clear off the traffic. And fully actuated signal, it is controlled by computer, and on the basis of the traffic demand, it defines how much time will be given in order to clear off the traffic. Next slide. Now, important terms which are involved in traffic signal design. First is our cycle. So the complete sequence of our signal indication, that is the green time, the amber time, and the red time. This is known as the cycle, and the total time for the signal to complete this one cycle is known as our cycle length. Next is second is our phase. So the part of cycle which is allocated to any combination of traffic movement receiving simultaneously during one or more interval is known as phase. Then is our interval. So interval is the time during which all the signal indications, they remain constant. Then the green time. So green time is the given phase during which the green indication is shown, is known as the green time. Lost time is the time during which the intersection is not effectively used by any movement, such as at the beginning of each phase, or the first few cars, it takes a few time for them to start up. So at that time, the intersection, there is no effective movement at the intersection. That is our lost time. Then effective red time is the given movement. The effective red time is during which efficient movement is not permitted. So it is given by cycle length minus effective green time, and the symbol is R1. And optimum signal cycle time is the time at which delays are minimum. Next. Now we will come to objectives of traffic signal. So traffic signal controls vehicle traffic which is passing through the intersection of two or more roadways by giving the visual indication to the driver when to proceed, when to slow, or when to stop. Then the primary function is to assign right way to conflict the movement of traffic at an intersection. And also traffic signal, third is traffic signal, they interrupt the heavy flow, and they also give way to the minor movements which could not take place if there were no traffic signals, such as the pedestrian, they could not move on a busy road if there were no traffic signals. Then the last point is, if the traffic signals are designed efficiently, then the traffic handling capacity of an intersection will be improved, and the safety of the pedestrian as well as the vehicular traffic will also be taken care of. Now Dhyani will explain you further.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Now I will be explaining the advantages of the traffic signal. The advantages of traffic signal are that they provide orderly movement of vehicles. Like the vehicles are not coming in the path of other vehicles. There is a proper geometric design and control measure, and which increases the handling capacity at the intersection point. If the traffic signal is designed properly, then the frequency of accident is reduced, especially at that pedestrian part. It can also be used to interrupt heavy traffic flow at the intersections. If the minor roads are if the traffic signal is is made properly, then the minor roads also get a chance to for their movement. The heavy traffic flow gives them a interval time, so that the minor road vehicles can move. When the signal design when the signal system is properly coordinated, there is a reasonable speed among the major roads. Now I will be shifting towards the disadvantages of the traffic signal. traffic signal, sometimes it may cause excess delay of the vehicles, like if the major road consists of the most heavy traffic and it is more than the minor roads, then uh, it will be providing a more delay for the heavy traffic to move on if we give excess time to the minor roads. And unwanted signal installation tend to encourage the disobedience of the signal indicators. If the signal indicators are fixed, then a heavy traffic may have to wait for a long time, and this may cause traffic. When there is a technical error or breakdown in the systems that we have installed in the intersection, there is a confusion between the traffic flow, and this may cause to accidents. Now I will there is a procedure of designing a signal. Firstly, we do the phase design, then we have to determine the amber time and the clearance time, then we have to determine the cycle length, then we have to appoint a green time, then we have to take we have to consider the pedestrian movement and pedestrian crossing requirements, and in the last performance evaluation of the design. Now we have the different methods of signal designing. Firstly, we have trial cycle method, then we have Webster method, then we have IRC method, and then we have approximate method. Should I start? Yes, sir. So now I will be explaining the trial cycle method. The trial cycle method consists in the starting we have a formula that is G is equals to 2.5 NC upon 15/60. On basis of this formula, we find G1 and G2 for the road 1 and road 2. Like if we have the N1 and N2, the traffic volume is there, and C is the cycle length that we have assumed. And after assuming the cycle length and calculating the volume of the traffic, we find G1 and G2. Then after that, after finding G1 and G2, we find amber time, that is A1 and A2. We find amber time, and it depends upon the approach speed. The amber time that we take is between 2 to 5, maximum it is 5, minimum it is 2 seconds, and it depends upon the approach speed. The approach speed is the speed that it is that speed on which the vehicle is going to pass the intersection. And after we get the amber time, then there is a formula of C cycle length, that is G1 plus G2 plus A1 plus A2. If we got the cycle length exactly exactly that we have assumed, then our cycle length that we have assumed would be right. And if it is not up to if it is not like that, then again we have to assume a cycle length, and we have to make more trials depending upon that. Now rest of the methods will be explained by my teammate Ankit Rawat.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ankit Rawat, and thus I will explain from the methods of signal designing again. As my teammate talked about trial cycle method, so trial cycle method, I will again repeat it, that it has steps. The first steps is we will follow. First, we need to find N1 and N2, the volume, the traffic volume at the routes. So we take the N1 maximum of the routes, both sides, and N2 will also be the maximum. Then we approach to the there is we assume space headway, which is 2.5 second, and it is also called time headway. And then we assume our cycle length, and after that we follow the for finding green time for the roads. So we allow formula G1 is equal to 2.5 N1 and C, which we have assumed, upon 15/60. So 2.5 is our time headway, and according to it we find our G1 and G2. Then after that, when we get our G1, G2, then we find our amber times. It is our next approach. So after that, when we get our A1 and A2, so this depends upon the approaches speed, as we talked about it. is from 2 to 5 seconds. And then we find that is it our cycle length coming same as before we discussed. If it is coming, then it's okay, and if it's not okay, then we have to repeat it from again by increasing our cycle length, which we have assumed. After that, I'll talk about Webster method, which we have adopted for our project. So this method is sorry, I will talk about first about approximate method. It is a method in which we designed it by the pedestrian crossing. So in this, the first approach is first we take the speed of pedestrian, so which we assume 1.2 meter per second, and in this, after that, we find our clearance time. So clearance time will be the initial delay, which we take up as 7 seconds, plus the width of road upon which have the speed of pedestrian, which is one if width upon 1.2. So after, when we get our clearance time, then it will be taken as our minimum green time for the uh, uh, road one. And after that, when we get our minimum green time, so then next approach is G1 upon G2 is equal to N1 upon N2. So here is N1 and N2 are the flow of the traffic on the roads. So after that, we get our amber times, and amber times we again take it by the approach's speed, which lies from the 2 to 5 second. And now I'll talk about the Webster method. Webster method, which we have adopted in our project. So it is we have adopted this because it has an optimum cycle. So optimum cycle we find to get our delay minimum delay times. So in this method, we first we have a formula which C node is equal to 1.5 L minus 1.5 L plus 5 upon 1 minus Y. Here L is lost time. So lost time basically is all red time plus amber time, and it has also a formula which is 2n plus r. R is all red time and n is the number of phase, and 2 is amber time, which it can be changed if the amber time for the roads are 3 or 3 or 4, it will change 3n plus r, 4n plus r. And now after that, when we find our C node, and in this we can Y is the ratio of normal flow to the saturation flow, and saturation flow we find, so it must be, this green time must be not less than 16 seconds. So it is a main guideline by the IRC here. So this is our IRC method, and then we compare our optimum cycle length with the cycle length we calculated, and if C naught is less than which cycle length which we have for calculated, then it's okay, and otherwise we have to change the green times. So this was the methods of designing signal, and now I'll explain next slide, please. Now I have importance of traffic volume study. So traffic volume study, why do we, it is a very important that why we need to do the traffic volume study. Actually, before installation of any traffic signal design in an intersection, traffic volume needs to be found. Because of it, we find our that how to calculate further calculations, and how to design phase diagram. So it has listed as the first one is, it can increase our efficiency and life of roads, because when we know the traffic volume at the intersection, then we can say that is it need to be further developed. It is there. If there is requirement of development, then we will do further. If we don't know that, we do not know the traffic volume there, then it is very difficult to find the life of any road and efficiency. So after that, it contributes to reduction in traffic volume at a particular section. And the third one is providing better means for development of infrastructures. Then the providing better means to utilize the other roads in case of special events in the city. If we know the traffic volume at the intersection, and we know that at the event time, we can use other routes when we know the traffic volume at the intersections. So after that, providing estimate number of vehicles against number of person. And the next is designing existence of road footpath, crossing, pedestrian signals, and other regulatory measurements we can done after knowing the traffic volume here. So next slide, please. So the site chosen for we have chosen the for our project the intersection which is at the Haridwar bypass road in Dehradun, Uttarakhand. Its name is Kargi Chowk, and this is a major intersection between ISBT and Rispana Bridge. So this is why we have taken it for our project. This intersection is located at a distance of 2.7 km from the ISBT, and the distance from Rispana Bridge it is 4.6 km. So it is very important to design it because it's a national highway. So we chooses it because of the reason, or those reasons are that there are actually there were no obey of the traffic rules. Traffic rules were not being obeyed by at the intersection, and there were so many accidents causing it. And in spite of the intersection situated in this national highway, traffic lights were not be operating by properly here, and this is because they open it for the only for peak hours, and which is from the 1 to 2 p.m. and 6 to 7 p.m. Otherwise there is no traffic lights operating, so it was causing the accidents mainly and disobeying. And at the non-peak hours people cross it like on their own, so it leads to difficulties for the pedestrian crossing also. So now further will be explained by my teammate Ankit Payal. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. The further explanation of the presentation is as follows. During our project work, we designed traffic signal for Kargi Chowk as per two-phase signal. We considered the site to be operated under two-phase traffic signal. In two-phase traffic signal, the major contribution of the traffic is the straight traffic, and only the left turn is permitted. In two-phase traffic signal, we do not consider the right turn of the vehicles. Now the question arises, where do we use two-phase signal? Two-phase signal is used when the left turn traffic is comparatively less as compared to the traffic which is going straight onto that road. During two-phase signal, the conflict points are less as compared to the four-phase signal. Next slide. Now, this diagram shows the methodology or the steps which we adopted during our project work. First is the collection of data. We collected the volume of the data by manual means. For example, we recorded the video and then later we counted the category of the vehicle and the number of vehicles passing through that intersection. Next is the conversion of the traffic count. We converted the volume of the traffic into a single unit, that is passenger car unit, by using IRC guidelines. Then the designing phase of the traffic comes after collection of data from the site. The designing of the traffic signal was done using Webster method. In Webster method, we determine the cycle length. Cycle length means the total time which is required to complete a total one cycle of green time, amber time, all red time, and red time. Means during a single cycle length, all the actions will be consecuted at that intersection once. Next, from that total cycle length, we allocate time. For example, जब हमारे पास पूरी साइकिल लेंथ आ जाएगी उसमें से हम ग्रीन टाइम, रेड टाइम इस सबको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे डिफरेंट रोड्स पे उसके वॉल्यूम के अकॉर्डिंग. नेक्स्ट स्टेप वाज टू अप्रोप्रिएट ग्रीन टाइम. इसके बाद हमने ग्रीन टाइम को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करा है एज पर द रोड रिक्वायरमेंट्स. जिस रोड पे ज्यादा ट्रैफिक है उस रोड को ज्यादा ग्रीन टाइम दिया गया है, जिस पे ट्रैफिक कम है उसको ग्रीन टाइम लेस दिया गया है एज कम्पेयर टू द मेजर रोड. नेक्स्ट इज द एनालिसिस ऑफ द सिचुएशन और द इवैल्यूएशन. जो हमने सिग्नल डिजाइन करा है क्या वो एफिशिएंटली डिजाइन हुआ है या नहीं, उसका इवैल्यूएशन हम एट द लास्ट स्टेप करेंगे. नेक्स्ट. Now this is the collection of data which we collected from the site. In this you can see the road 1, which is the national highway road. It is having more vehicular traffic, that is 800 passenger car unit per hour as compared to the minor road. which is having per hour traffic of only 180 passenger car unit per hour. So according to the traffic volume, the further designing was done accordingly. Alongside a table is shown in which PCU factors are shown. These are as per the IRC guidelines. Let me explain what is PCU. When we are moving in a road, we see in India that different types of vehicles are moving on the road. For example, कार है, बस है, ट्रक है, मोटरसाइकिल्स है. बट अगर हम इन सब के लिए अलग अलग डिजाइन करेंगे तो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू डिजाइन differently for all. Therefore, first we convert the volume into a single unit. पहले हम उस पूरे ट्रैफिक वॉल्यूम को एक सिंगल यूनिट में कन्वर्ट करेंगे. उसके बाद हमारी जो डिजाइनिंग प्रोसेस है वो एफिशिएंटली स्मूथ हो जाएगा. इसके लिए हम IRC के द्वारा प्रोवाइडेड इस टेबल का यूज करते हैं, जिससे हम व्हीकल ट्रैफिक को एक सिंगल पैसेंजर कार यूनिट में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. इसके बाद हम ये मैन करते हैं कि एक पर्टिकुलर इंटरसेक्शन पे कितनी पैसेंजर कार यूनिट एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम में क्रॉस कर रही है. नेक्स्ट विशाल. नेक्स्ट इज द ऑब्जर्वेशन एंड कैलकुलेशन. दीज आर द ऑब्जर्व्ड वैल्यूज व्हिच वी observed during our project work. Average hourly flow. This is the practical data that is 800 TCU for both average hourly flow. Next is the saturation hourly flow. Saturation hourly flow का मतलब है कि एक ऐसा फ्लो कि इतने नंबर ऑफ व्हीकल से इतना पैसेंजर कार यूनिट अगर उस रोड पे आ गया है तो इसका मतलब है कि रोड पे पूरा जैम की कंडीशन डेवलप हो चुकी है और अब उस रोड को या तो हम फर्दर वाइडनिंग करेंगे या फिर हम एक दूसरा रूट अलॉट करेंगे. तो ये सैचुरेशन आर्ली फ्लो है जो कि फॉर्मूले के अकॉर्डिंग कैलकुलेट किया गया है. इसके बाद हमने इसमें एलोकेट किया है ऑल रेड टाइम. ऑल रेड टाइम का मतलब है एक ऐसा टाइम जिसमें ट्रैफिक पूरा रेड रहेगा और इसमें पेडेस्ट्रियंस को ईज दी जाएगी ताकि वो ट्रैफिक को क्रॉस कर सकें. इसमें टोटल लॉस टाइम में हमारा 2 सेकेंड्स का एम्बर टाइम भी है जिसको हम येलो लाइट कहते हैं, इन विच वी अलाउ जो व्हीकल्स इंटरसेक्शन पे खड़े हैं उनको हम टाइम देते हैं कि वो इंटरसेक्शन को क्रॉस कर सकें और ताकि दूसरी तरफ का ट्रैफिक आगे चल सके. इसमें वेबस्टर मेथड की डिजाइनिंग के थ्रू हमने ऑप्टिमम साइकिल लेंथ का कैलकुलेशन किया था जो कि 240 सेकंड्स आया था. इसके बाद जैसे कि मेथडोलॉजी में बताया गया है हमने ग्रीन टाइम को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया है. ग्रीन टाइम रोड 1 के लिए 180 सेकंड्स ज़्यादा इसलिए आया है क्योंकि वो नेशनल हाईवे रोड है, उस पर ट्रैफिक ज़्यादा होता है. और ग्रीन टाइम रोड 2 के लिए 41 सेकंड्स आया है. This pie chart shows the distribution of category of vehicles in both the roads. आप इस पाई चार्ट में मेजरली हमें ये शो हो रहा है कि जो देहरादून या फिर इंडिया की ट्रैफिक कंडीशंस में उसमें जो मेजर कंट्रीब्यूशन ट्रैफिक में होता है वो होता है ड्यूरिंग द डे टाइम की बात करी जाए तो डे टाइम में मोटर व्हीकल्स एंड टू व्हीलर, मोटर व्हीकल्स एंड कार्स, पैसेंजर कार्स. दीज आर द मेन व्हीकल्स विच कंट्रीब्यूट टू द ट्रैफिक. अलॉन्ग साइड इसमें कमर्शियल व्हीकल्स और ट्रक्स भी इंक्लूड होते हैं पर उनकी जो वॉल्यूम है वो कंपैरेटिवली लेस होती है इन बोथ द रोड. जैसे आप यहाँ पे देख पाएंगे रोड 2 पे मोटर व्हीकल्स कंपैरेटिवली ज़्यादा है. इसका रीज़न ये है कि वो रोड इतनी वाइड नहीं है कि उस पर 4 व्हीलर्स इतनी ईजिली मूव कर पाएँ. इसलिए जो भी व्हीकल उस वाली रोड पे मूव करते हैं वो यूजुअली ये प्रेफर करते हैं दैट दे मूव यूजिंग 2 व्हीलर्स. वाइल नेशनल हाईवे पे यू कैन सी द परसेंटेज ऑफ पैसेंजर कार इज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 40%. तो इसलिए है क्योंकि वो नेशनल हाईवे है. उसमें नेशनल हाईवे में मेजरली कंट्रीब्यूशन आपका पैसेंजर रोड्स और मोटर व्हीकल्स का है. उसमें ट्रक्स भी उसमें दिखेंगे क्योंकि वो रोड इतनी सफिशिएंटली वाइड है कि इस पर ट्रक्स मूव कर सकें. वाइल ऑन द अदर रोड buses and trucks are relatively less because the width of the road is not that much sufficient. Now the results and conclusion which we get from our project work was, जब हमने पूरे दिन भर का ट्रैफिक काउंट करते हैं तो उसमें हमें ये पता चलता है कि पीक आवर्स कौन कौन से हैं. इसीलिए ट्रैफिक वॉल्यूम की स्टडी करी जाती है कि एक इंटरसेक्शन पे किस टाइम पे कितना वॉल्यूम आ रहा है. इससे हमें ये पता चलता है कि पीक आवर्स कौन कौन से हैं, क्योंकि हम जो डिजाइनिंग करेंगे वो पीक आवर्स के अकॉर्डिंग उस सिग्नल की करेंगे. पीक आवर्स जनरली देखा जाए तो दिन का टाइम होता है और शाम का टाइम. इसमें 1 to 2 PM एंड 6 to 7 PM आर कॉमन. नेक्स्ट इज द PCU वैल्यूज आर कन्वर्टेड सक्सेसफुली. हमने PCU वैल्यूज को कन्वर्ट किया जो हमने साइट पे कलेक्ट करी थी उसको हमने पीसीयू में कन्वर्ट किया है। उसके बाद ऑप्टिमम साइकिल लेंथ को डिफाइन किया गया है वेबस्टर मेथड के थ्रू। टू फेस सिग्नल डिजाइन किया है इंटरसेक्शन कार्बी-चॉप के साथ। उसके बाद जो 240 सेकंड्स था उसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया गया है ग्रीन टाइम और रेड टाइम फॉर रिस्पेक्टिव रूट्स। और कंक्लूजन में ये पता चला है कि जो एग्जिस्टिंग सिग्नल वहाँ पे प्रेजेंट है, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इट इज नॉट ऑपरेटेड ऑल द टाइम। सिग्नल को थ्रू आउट द डे ऑपरेशनल नहीं रखा जाता है, क्योंकि उनका मानना, जब हमने उनसे बात करी थी तो दे सेड कि अगर हम सिर्फ पूरे टाइम पर ऑप्शनल रखेंगे तो यहाँ पे डिले हो सकता है लोगों को, जो कि सही बात है। बिकॉज अगर नॉन पीक आवर्स पे भी वो उसे चालू ऑन रखेंगे तो डिले हो सकता है उस रोड पे जिसमें ट्रैफिक ज़्यादा नहीं है, क्योंकि अभी जो ट्रैफिक सिग्नल डिज़ाइन है वो दोनों रोड पे इक्वली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करा हुआ है। तो उसके लिए जो फर्दर अप्रोच रहेगी वो ये रहेगी कि पहले तो उसे फिक्स टाइम सिग्नल में अगर प्रेजेंटली कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं तो दोनों रोड्स के लिए अलग अलग टाइम दिया जाए एज पर द ट्रैफिक वॉल्यूम। जितना वॉल्यूम है उस वॉल्यूम को क्रॉस करने में जितना टाइम लग रहा है सिर्फ उतना ही ट्रैफिक को क्रॉस करने के लिए टाइम दिया जाए, ताकि जो अनदर साइड जो रोड पर ट्रैफिक है उससे डिले ना हो। दिस इज द फेज डायग्राम प्रेजेंटेड हियर। इसमें green time for road 1 is comparatively large because the traffic volume is more. Next, the yellow portion shows the amber time. The red portion shows the all red time for road 1, and the last 15 seconds on both the road shows all red time where pedestrian crossing will be allowed. Next. Next is the future scope of the project. The future scope of the project will be, as we know that smart city project is underway in Dehradun city. Therefore, automated traffic signals can be installed in some of the signals of Dehradun city, where the traffic has increased appreciably in the last few years, and day to day we are facing congestion and delays on those intersections. Next, if the width of a particular intersection provided is less, then there is a need to provide width on that road. For example, in the Prince Chowk, there is the width provided is, it doesn't matter that we provide any type of signal onto that road, the particular solution for that for traffic at that intersection will be either we provide a flyover over there or we widen the road at that place. The third feature scope will be proper road markings. Although road markings are present in Dehradun roads, but with time they just fade away and people are unable to see the footpath or the stop line. Hence, they shift their vehicles more closely towards the intersection because the road markings are not visible and some of the people are willingly not following them. Next, diagonal pedestrian crossing can also be considered. If we are crossing a signal, then if you provide diagonal crossing as compared to the right angle crossing, means first the crossing will go straight, then it takes a left turn or right turn, that will consume more time. Hence, we can provide diagonal pedestrian crossing when there will be allotment of all red time, because during that moment there will be no movement of the vehicle. Then diagonal crossing can be provided so that the lost time can be reduced. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so second year student, do you have any queries related to this topic? As I know this is new topic, but कुछ भी अगर आपको पूछना है तो they are available for you. चलिए ठीक है, किसी की कोई क्वेरी नहीं है, ठीक है, you can leave now. Final year student, you can leave now.